everyone. I'm Melissa. I'm with the Pet Responsibility Committee, and I'm here to help you today as your guest speaker as part of your pet responsibility curriculum. Due to the COVID-19 virus, we're having to get a little creative. So I'm going to be teaching you today about trap, neuter, and return. In addition to being a volunteer with the Pet Responsibility Committee, I'm also a volunteer with Sandhills Cat Coalition. And with Sandhills Cat Coalition, we practice trap, neuter, and return, aka TNR, as a way of controlling the pet population in North Carolina. So I'm going to introduce you today to some friends. You're going to meet her a little later today in the video, but this is Aubrey. Aubrey is a community cat who's a little stressed out right now, so we're going to give her back. Who is staying with me here today as a foster kitty, because she is part of a community colony of community cats, sometimes called feral cats. But as you can tell, she was pretty friendly because most feral cats won't let you pick them up. But she's with me today because as part of trap, neuter, and return, we discovered this. This is Bonnet. Is she cute? Say hi, Bonnet. Look at this little cutie pie. Say hi. There's more. There's another little gray one. And last but not least, little Blaze. So you're going to learn more about the story of these kitty cats and what their destiny is going to be as a responsible pet owner. So stay tuned. Hi, everyone. So today we're going to learn about community and feral cats. And we're going to learn about the process to take care of them called trap, neuter, and return. Okay? Now you're going to hear the terms community cat and feral cat used pretty interchangeably by folks in the rescue world, but there is a little bit of a difference. So let's first talk about my favorite, cats. All cats are domesticated, okay? Pets, strays, community cats, feral cats, right? They're all domesticated, which means they count on us to take care of them and help them out. Where community cats are typically unowned cats who live outdoors, full-time outdoors, okay? They can live full and healthy lives outdoors and with their feline families called colonies in their outdoor homes, but if they have a human caregiver, okay? Someone like you is going to look out for them. Now, within that community of colony of cats, right, some of those cats are going to be friendly, and some of them are going to be what we call feral cats. Feral cats have never been socialized, so they don't know to be comfortable around humans, okay? Feral cats can be shy and scared. If you get too close to them, they may run away. But don't worry about it. It doesn't mean they're mean or they don't like you. They just don't know. They haven't been socialized or taught how to interact with people. So always remember never to touch or pet or pick up a community or a feral cat. And as we've learned from our pet responsibility, never touch or pet an animal without checking with a human first and making sure it's okay. All right? Now we have caregivers. Caregivers are humans like you and me that take care of a colony of cats. That caregiver provides food, clean water, and shelter for them to live in. So they can still live outdoors in the world, but they need food, water, and shelter in order to be healthy, just like you do. And that responsible caregiver also makes sure all the cats are spayed and neutered, right? Again, we have an overpopulation problem. That's just not for pets, right? It's for all cats and dogs. Remember pictures like this? We know we have too many cats and kittens in Moore County. Well, guess what? North Carolina has the third highest euthanasia rate in the nation. That's a lot. That's sad, and we don't want that. So we want to try to fix that problem, right? Because we're responsible pet owners, and we're advocates for pets. So what about these community cats or these feral cats? How do we get them spayed and neutered if we can't even pick them up and take them to the vet? That's where the process of trap, Neuter and Return will help you out. All right. So I'm going to just go over it real quick, and then there's going to be another video of how this works a little later. So basically, we have these special traps, right? They're humane traps. The kitty cat walks in, there's a little lever on the door and on the floor, and when they tap that lever, the back closes, and they're in the trap. And that's where you can, rescue folks like us. We're trained to do this. We'll cover them in a towel. We'll take them home, and then the next day they go to the vet to get their spay-neuter surgery and their vaccines, including the rabies. And then they come back to our home for a day or two to recover from the surgery. They get, I forgot to say, they get their ear tip while they're having their surgery, which I'll talk about more in a minute. They recover for a couple days, and they get returned to their home. Wait a minute, what's this ear tip thing? Well, you can look at my buddy Georgie here. Georgie is actually a member of my family. He was a community cat. When I first moved to North Carolina a few years ago, he was part of a neighborhood of community cats that my neighbor was taking care of. And her and I worked together to trap, neuter, and return, I think it was like 9 or 10 cats. And Georgie was sick though. He had gunk in his eyes and his nose, and he was drooling a little bit. So he had to stay with us for a little longer while we made sure that the medication the vet gave him worked. So we trapped him. He went to the vet. He got his neuter surgery, had this ear tip thing done, and he was hanging out with me. And I realized, because he was with us a little bit longer, oh, he's a community cat. He's friendly. And I fell in love with him. So I adopted Georgie. But Georgie would have been fine going back to his community because our neighbor was a great caregiver, provides food, love, and all these great warm shelters. But while he was asleep, you notice his ear here. He's got a little, actually this ear, he's got a little tip on his left ear. That is a universal sign that says he's been spay or neutered. Because not all outdoor cats or community cats or feral cats, see, I told you we'd use those terms a lot. They don't want to come close to you. So it's hard to tell if a cat's been spayed or neutered. This ear tip tells all of us around the world that that cat's been spayed and neutered. That's right. It is a global standard. It is universally understood that that ear tip means the kitty cat can't have babies, which is great. And that means, no more babies. They can have a safe and happy life if they have a human caregiver. My Georgie handsome. Now, what do you do if kittens are born from a feral mama? Okay, well, I introduced you to Aubrey earlier in the video. Aubrey is a community cat. She's very friendly. So it was an easy decision when we trapped her. We found her babies first. So we knew where they were. Then we trapped her and scooped up her babies, and they came back to my house to be fosters. And Aubrey will take care of the kittens until they're weaned off the milk. And she'll teach them how to eat wet food and dry food and use the litter box and how to be a good cat. And I'll help her with that. So that's great. And then once the kittens are old enough to be on their own, they'll get spayed and neutered and adopted into people's homes. Aubrey will get her spay surgery, her ear tip, right, and her vaccines, and she'll go back to her community where she has a caretaker who's already missing her a lot. I send her pictures of Aubrey and the babies every day because she really misses her. But what if there are kittens out there and the mama is feral? Well, that's where rescue groups like us have to make very difficult decisions. We'll assess the situation. I mean, you want to keep the babies with the mom as long as makes sense, right? They get all that great milk, and there's no better way to teach a kitten how to cat than from another cat. I mean, we try as foster moms and dads, but we want to keep them with the mom if we can. However, if the feral mom is scared all the time and nervous, she's not going to have any energy to take care of the baby cats because she's going to be scared, and she's going to fight us when we try to clean things up and bring her fresh food, and then she'll get hurt or we'll get hurt or the babies won't be taken care of. So sometimes we have to make the tough decision that even though the babies maybe haven't weaned off the mama's milk yet, to take the mom, have her spay surgery and her ear tip and her rabies vaccines, let her recover from the surgery, and then release her back to her community. But that means the kittens need a mom. And that's where the foster parents like us come in. You know, we're specially trained on how to bottle feed kittens and how to get them used to eating food and teaching them how to cat. Now, a lot of folks are like, you just take the kittens, you give them some food, and they'll grow up and be fine. Well, you can talk next time you go to a vet, you can talk to the vet and ask them, can they tell the difference from a kitten who is raised from its mom versus a kitten who is raised from someone who doesn't know how to raise kittens, from a kitten who is raised by rescue folks like us that know how to? They can tell. Kittens that have been raised with a mom, a friendly mom, or a professional foster like us, the kittens are happy and healthy and very comfortable in a human environment. Those who just kind of grew up, yeah, they had some food and stuff, but they weren't really handled and taught and trained. They just don't live as full and fulfilling of a life, and they're often more scared or more timid. But don't get me wrong, we have some foster kittens, no matter what we do, to love them and hug on them. Some of them are still shy, and that's okay. But you can't just take a litter of kittens and be like, oh, I'll give them some food and they'll be okay. But if you're in a situation where you have a litter of kittens, call us at Sandhills Cat Coalition. If we're in your area, we'll help you through on what to do, or we'll refer you to other rescue groups that maybe are in your area, and some online content that's really great out there, right? You gotta love YouTube. Channels like Kitten Lady on YouTube have fantastic content to show you how to help kittens become wonderful, healthy, well-adjusted cats. Now this is fun, okay? Here's a video here showing the project that I did recently, Sandhills Cat Coalition, to TNR, Trap, Neuter, and Return kitty cats. So this caretaker, who happens to be an elementary school teacher in Moore County, called us and said, hey, there's all these outdoor kitty cats that keep showing up. She lives in a neighborhood where people move in and out all the time. And unfortunately, some people think, oh, well, a cat will be okay outside. They'll eat mice, no big deal. Well, that's not a responsible pet owner, is it? But fortunately for these kitty cats, they found this school teacher, and she's been their caretaker. And she knew she had to get them spayed and neutered in order to take care of them. But she's a school teacher, right? She's gone during the day. How can she go about trapping all these kitty cats? She doesn't have a whole bunch of traps and that kind of stuff. So she called Sandhills Cat Coalition, and together as a team, we came out, put traps. So you can see these are all the traps in the yard. They're baited with food and sardines and all sorts of stuff. And we trapped all our kittens, or excuse me, all her community cats. Some were friendly, some were feral. And we put them in our vehicles. We cover them with towels. That way they feel calm and quiet. It's like they're hidden. You ever see a kitty cat crawl under your blankets or into those beds with the top on them? They like to be hidden and in the dark. That makes them feel calm. So we want to give them that same calm feeling, so we cover them with towels. Then we bring the kitties home to our house just for a couple days, right? And we keep them under the towels. And if it's hot outside, we have the air conditioning on. And if it's cold outside, we make sure and have the heat on. So they're nice and comfortable, but they're still hidden. And they sleep all day anyway. I mean, just like a house cat, they sleep all day. Now you'll see here, this is Chomp, right? Chomp singing because he's ready for his food. There's Max looking with his tongue out. So you can see here, right in these professional traps, they can have food and water. Now I took the towel off the side of this one just so I can take a good picture. As soon as I gave him food and water, I put the towel back on. You can hear him crunching his food. There's newspaper in the back for a quick makeshift litter box just for, you know, the couple days he'll be with us. And he was good to go. And then I got a little of Tom here. Tom was actually a community cat who was very friendly. And we made it actually kind of hard to feed him because he kept trying to get chin scratches. And here's all 9 of the kitty cats from that community. They've all been spayed or neutered. Now, I want you to take out a sheet of paper. There are 9 cats, 4 girls, and 5 boys. 4 girls, 5 boys, okay? If one girl can have 3 litters a year with these boys, after 1 year, how many cats would that be? Quite a lot, isn't it? So aren't we thankful that that Moore County elementary school teacher was a responsible pet owner and chose to take care of these community cats and provide them food and water and shelter, and more importantly, spay and neuter. Pretty cool, huh? So they're all returned to their home.
Hi, I'm Melissa from Sandhills Cat Coalition. We are a local nonprofit animal rescue group that helps human caretakers with a colony of cats that live outside with spay, neuter, and vaccination services. If you have a community cat or a series of cats, sometimes it can be daunting for the caretaker who loves them and is regularly providing them food and water to make sure they're all spay, neutered, and vaccinated. So that's where rescue groups like Sandhills Cat Coalition comes in. We have an inventory of professional traps. We will come out, work with the caretaker. It's important to partner with the human caretaker and assess what's going on, see where the cats go, and we'll set up traps. Then once the animals are trapped, we'll take them to our vet partners or the spay and neuter clinic on VAS. They'll be spayed, neutered, and vaccinated. They come back to our homes for a day or two to rest and recover from the surgery, and then they're returned to the home, the only home they know, where their caretakers can once again look over them, provide them fresh food and water, and ensure that they're okay. By spaying and neutering your cats, especially your outdoor cats, it'll reduce fighting, reduce disease, and most importantly, reduce the overpopulation problem we have in North Carolina. So this is a tomahawk trap. This is professional equipment. You can borrow equipment like this from the Moore County Animal Shelter or the Spay and Neuter Clinic on Route 1 in Vass. But I'm going to show you how this works. So this is a tomahawk trap. We'll usually put some newspaper in the bottom of the tomahawk trap so that we can put some really good food, like something smelly like sardines, or you can even use wet cat food. I like to use the sardines because you can smell it from a farther distance. We'll put a little bonus of food in the back of the trap, which is important. And then a little food at the beginning of the trap. What you want the cat to do, who's going to be obviously very nervous to go into the trap, to decide that they want to eat the food more than they're scared of going into the trap. So by having that little dribble of food in the front when they get that first nibble and they realize how delicious it is, now they want the food more than they are being scared. Then we'll put a couple little more drops into the trap so that they work their way to the back of the trap, because you'll see here there's a lever or a plate that when the cat steps on it, it closes the door like this. So the kitty cat comes along, gets a little bit of food, eats a little bit more, and as you can see, the kitty cat gets its way all the way into the trap. Now they're coming to the back and like, oh, there's this big bonus of food here. But then the trap snaps closed. Why? Because kitty cat put their weight on the plate, which releases the lever, and you're here. But at this point, the cat's scared and he's probably running around. So that's why we keep a towel on top of the trap. And as soon as they go in the trap, we close it and cover it up. That way it's dark and quiet, and they'll feel safe because they feel like they're hidden now instead of trapped in a trap. Then we can grab a handle safely, pick it up, load it into our vehicles, and we're off to start the process of trap, neuter, and return. Another thing to note, what's nice about these traps is they're nice and long. So that's what makes one of the reasons that makes them a humane trap. So it allows the cat to come all the way in before the door closes, so it doesn't hit them or trap their tail or that kind of thing. But if there is a little bit of their tail or their foot back here, notice how it comes down at an angle. Just give them a little tap and they'll come forward and we're good to go. So that's how you humanely and safely trap a cat for trap, neuter, and return, so that we can control our overpopulation problem here in the Sandhills. I'm Melissa from Sandhills Cat Coalition. Thanks for taking the time to learn and care about our community cats.